Good day, friends. Welcome to today on Princess Anu TV. And yes, my name is Princess Anu. In case you're seeing me for the first time, and on this channel, we talk about aviation, motivation, and adventure. And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about: is it possible for you to do an aviation program, that's flight training or any aviation degree, but most especially flight training and a university degree together? Is it possible to run them simultaneously at the same time? And someone asked this question in the comment section, and I also remember that one of my junior colleagues before I left school, that's this last time before I left school, also asked that same question. And that means this is what is in the hearts of a lot of you guys. You guys are thinking, can I actually run it the same time? If peradventure I get an admission in flight training, can I actually do it while also doing my degree program? So this is what we're going to be discussing today. In case you like something like this, stay tuned, and if you've not subscribed, subscribe. Let's dive into this. Welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for staying tuned. And I'm going to be answering this question in two different ways. I'm going to tell you, yes, it's actually possible for you to run an aviation degree and a university degree simultaneously, and also no, you can't do it simultaneously. And I'm going to be giving you my reasons why I'm saying yes and also why I'm saying no. So let's first look at the both of them together. To run an aviation degree is very, very stressful. I mean, to run flight training, when I mean an aviation degree, actually flight training is a certification course, is a license course, so I'm not going to be using the word a degree, and I'm practically using the Nigerian system. So in case you're trying to wonder why I'm saying no, because I know that outside Nigeria you can also do, like in the flight training, they do flight training and do a degree together. But here in Nigeria, in most of the flight schools that we have in Nigeria, they don't run flight training and a degree program simultaneously. So this is something that we should actually consider. Now we are using a Nigerian system, a practical Nigerian system, because I see most of people asking these questions are Nigerians and they want to do their flight training and also do a degree program together. So in a Nigerian system, flight training is very stressful. I'm going to be very sincere with you and tell you the way it is. It's very stressful. You have to do ground school work, you have to do flying. In fact, I think the flying is more stressful than the ground school, because the flying has to do with your psychological part of you. Like, when you don't do well, it shows emotionally. Everything, you're down, you're completely down. Like, you don't feel like doing anything, you don't feel like even relating with anybody when you don't do well, like flying. But ground school is all about reading. That's how I see it. Like, you just read and come on pass. So if you're failing, that means you're not reading properly or you're not reading in the right way. But for flying, you have to go and do it to be sure, like, that you can do it. Do you get? So, and now let's look at the Nigerian system for academics, especially if you're going to a federal university. Now, with the situation of ASU, the academic stuff, that they're always going on strike most of the time. And not only that, for a practical Nigerian university, whether is a private university or a federal university or a state university, the schooling is stressful. Yes, I went to University of Port Harcourt, and I can tell you that, see, trying to attain, even if it's a first class, even if it's a 2-1 at least, like, it's very stressful. You need to put in your mind, I mean, when you're trying to do everything the right way, because there are people that always want to, like, cut corners, go mago, please write test for me, please do this. No, I'm saying, if you're trying to do everything the right way, it's very stressful. You need to attend classes to be able to have your attendance. You need to do tests. I need to be there. You need to also do projects. Like, you're definitely going to do projects. In year 2, I did some projects, this community project. In final year 2, I did projects. Even in my year 3, when I had to do a series program, that's this IT stuff that you go for 6 months, you go to a company, attach yourself. After doing that, these things are stressful. Not only that, you do practical work like courses like chemistry, physics, and which other one do we do? Yes, I think biology and all this. We have to do practical work, so it's something that you have to be there. That's what I'm saying. If you're trying to do everything the right way, you need to be present. So if you look at these two, they are very, very stressful. Let's be sincere with ourselves. But now, how is it possible that we can maneuver? This is something that we need to look at. I'm going to say that ASU or ASU strike and all those things that come up, or delays in the federal side, can also be an advantage to you while doing your flight training, because you know they always have one shutdown or the other, except you're going to a private university. They always have one shutdown or the other. So during the course of the shutdowns, you know that okay, no matter what's happening, you're going to continue with your flight training. And again, flight training is kind of seasonal. I mean, flying is seasonal, because when the weather is bad, you're not doing much, and so you have more time to focus on your academics. So it's like you're trying to merge, like you're trying to divide the two. You know, when weather is bad, you're focusing on university stuff, because university stuff, weather is not bad for them. Like weather is always perfect, weather is good, because when weather is bad in flight line, you know you cannot fly, you know you cannot do anything. So what are you really going to be doing? Yes, I know, apart from reading and doing your procedures and all that, you focus the remaining energy on your university work. That's what I'm saying is possible if you can merge it like this. Another way that is possible is that you also need to have people in these places. As in, when I mean having people, like now, if you have a friend that in the university, the person can update you and tell you that, oh, this is what's happening today, or this lecturer gave this assignment, this is what's happened, blah blah blah, and all that. So the person can update you. Now I'm talking about a normal federal university. Both of us know that in a private university here in Nigeria, these things might not really work like that, because they time you, everything is kind of like orderly. I'm not saying in a federal university everything's not orderly, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like in a private university, everything is like monitored, because obviously you've paid a lot of money for that service, and so they are trying to give you the standard. So they are not going to tolerate things like missing classes, missing tests, you know, all those things. But in a federal university, even if you miss a test, just wait to cover it up, like your exam, because tests are usually 30 marks, and your practical and everything comprised of 30 marks. Then you have the exams, 70 marks. So you know how to schedule based on relevant people giving you very important informations that you need, you understand, to cover up. Now in the flying aspect of it, if you have if you're running a program that is scheduled, that's, now I don't want to go into running part-time and full-time, I'll go into that later. But if you're running a program that the you know that you're going to fly today, because there are places that the program is made a day before your flight, and so if you know you're not flying that day, you focus on the academic work, yeah, you focus on the university work. If you know you're flying, you focus on the flying, you do it. Flying doesn't really take more than 1 or 2 hours in a day. Every student has the opportunity to fly maybe like 1 hour, and if your instructor is around and maybe a lot of people are not flying, then you have the opportunity to like go 2 times, but that's the max you can do in a day. On a good normal day, that's the max you can fly 2 hours. So the question is, what are you going to do with the remaining hours of your day? You focus on your university work. So this thing is actually possible. But now where it is actually not possible is if, number one, you are in ground school. I'm going to be as sincere as possible to you. That's why I'm not kind of like looking at something, talking to you. Like, I'm telling you the way it is. If you're in ground school, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to actually run the both of them at once, because ground school needs you from 8 o'clock to maybe 4 o'clock, like 8 a.m. in the morning and 4 till 4 p.m. So you can't be doing ground school and still be doing university work. Like, it's going to be difficult, because that's the same way the university needs you from 8 a.m. to at least 4 or 5 p.m. in the evening. So when you're in ground school, it's going to be very, very difficult or almost impossible for you to actually do the two at the same time. So I wanted to look at the advantages. If you're just going to be doing flying, if you're done with your ground school work and all that, you can give your university a trial. You just know that okay, you have to sit up, you have to be your best, because that's another thing. The two is going to have a big toll on you. The two, they are going to, it's going to be as if, oh my god, why did I even do this? But trust me, if you are determined that this is what you want to do, you want to make sure you get your degree, and you also want to make sure you get your flying stuff, you can do it. There's nothing that is impossible with God strengthening you. That's what I really feel. That's the truth. There's nothing that is so, like, let me say, out of the way or something. when God gives you strength and you know you have the capability to do it, you can do it. And that thing is, if you're running a part-time program, you can also do it. Like, if you know that you fly only on Saturdays or you fly only on Sundays, you can do it. If you have a schedule with a flight school in Nigeria, and they say, or anywhere in the world, and they say, okay, I just want to be flying on Saturdays and Sundays because I'm working or because I'm schooling and all that. It's something you can do. But I'm telling you, in a typical Nigerian system here, it's going to be really difficult, and it will need more of you. It's going to tell it, it's going to have a toll on you one way or the other, either health wise, because you have to be reading back to back if you want to graduate with a good grade. Because I'm not just talking about going to school and just coming out just with anything and all that. I'm saying having a good grade for the two of them, then you need to be up and doing, you need to be up at your game. Trust me, you need to be up at your game. In summary, what I want to say is that you can do this if you have people at the both ends, like helping you out, giving you proper information. You have someone in flight line, like in your flying aspect, you have a very good friend that's updating you, telling you what's going on, teaching you in classes that you missed and all that, because sometimes it's actually difficult for you to attend all the classes. And also you have someone at the university area also updating you, telling you all the relevant things that are also happening in the university part. So when you have these two things figured out, trust me, life is going to be much easy for you. But it's not as if it's totally out of the way, but it needs your energy on the both sides. So if you want to try it, I think you should consider these things that I've said. Are you running a part-time program? Are you running a full-time program? Are you going to a federal university, or you're going to a private university? If you're going to a private university, I don't think you can run flying and university program together. It's going to be very difficult. And also, there are a lot of things, just these few things that I've talked about, you need to consider them. If you consider them properly, you will know whether you should actually take that step in going to a flight school and a university at the same time, or you should just leave it. You do one when you know you've held this bed very well in the hand, then you go catch the next bed. So guys, this is all I have for you in today's video. Keep sending me your questions. I'm going to try my best to always answer them, and in case you have any more questions, send me an email. Yeah, I'm still going to be treating them one after the other. So guys, till I meet you, if you've not subscribed, don't forget subscribe. And yeah, don't forget, stay safe, be fine, be happy, and live your best life, because that's all we have to do. Till I catch you in the next video. Bye guys. Thank you so much for watching.